My name is Rhapsody, his name is Orbital Potato, and welcome back to the podcast that has Shellshock Live in the background.
Yes, this is the conference for internet developers who are concerned about web security and encryption.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you like your website
as our keynote
encrypted?
speaker, Orbital?
Okay, yeah. Sorry, we both went for that one.
Would you like to introduce us to what security templates we're going to be talking about in this episode?
So today we're going to be talking about the wonders of 256-bit end-to-end encryption. Specifically, you know, the security layer that allows... Oh. You just got hacked, dude. You got hacked to pieces.
Oh, good thing I'm at this security conference.
Exactly.
Otherwise, I wouldn't know how to deal with it.
Exactly.
Good lord.
Wow, that was actually quite effective. Well done.
Yeah, had to fire it off first. I used to actually have a friend. I still have a friend, actually. End of the story. No, I used to have a friend who, anytime anyone would say, like, Jesus Christ, or Dear Lord, or Oh God, every time, without a beat, immediately would respond, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I know someone that does that and they say, yes, my child.
I kind of like it because it becomes reflex. Like, it wouldn't be a funny joke if it took a little bit longer, but the fact that it went instant.
Exactly. It's like when you say SSL, I say 256-bit end-to-end encryption, right?
Yeah. You know, the fact that you came up with that so quickly is part of why it was funny.
Exactly.
And you know what? Pertaining to the end of the last episode, I will admit that was funny.
Thanks. Thanks. I appreciate that.
No problem.
Usually, if you just laugh, that will usually tell me if something is funny or not. So if you could just laugh a little bit more, then that would be really spot on. Rather than telling me it's funny.
No, what I like to do is the smug, and then note, it's really funny.
That was really funny. Yeah. That was very, very, very well done. Very, very. Well
I
done.
enjoyed that.
Okay, I've got a problem that I'd like to tell you about.
All right.
So, I emailed. Okay, so to put this to nestle this in some context, right? I'm sure you're the. I know you're the same. You know, we get emails as content creators, as influencers. God, I hate that term. It's so awful, isn't it? Influencers.
Yeah. Just
as a side note, what a horrific term. Like,
because it has nothing to do with what you actually do.
I know. It's just like corporate mumbo jumbo for, you know, whatever. Anyway, so as influencers, we get sent emails about stuff. So we get, you know, we're on a bunch of like email lists where we get like game codes and stuff like that. So
yep,
I recently like emailed one back and I was like, oh hey, yeah, seems like an interesting game. Seems like an interesting game. I'd love to check it out. And it was for like DLC for some game. I can't even remember the specific. Well, actually, I can remember the specific game, but I'm not going to say it just because I don't want to.
Probably a best idea.
So I was like, okay, yeah. Game, yeah. Love to play the DLC. And so, first of all, I emailed them straight back, and I was like, yep, sure, send me over a code. And they're like, oh, okay. We don't actually get the codes for the DLC for like another week and a half, 2 weeks, right?
Okay.
So that was like the first delay. I was like, okay, well, you know, you sent it out. Come on, like it's just like it's difficult for me to like plan 2 weeks in ahead because like there could be another game entirely that's come out in 2 weeks and I could be playing something completely different.
So
anyway.
Was the initial email like a solicitation, like, oh, if you're interested, please send us a response and we'll send you a key?
Yeah, something like that. Something like that. It was basically like a feature overview of what the brand new DLC is going to do and how it's going to change the world and be a fantastic game, etc., etc. Right? That is such a good weapon. It just levels everything. That's horrific.
It's so good.
It is so good. Okay, so there was that. So there's that, and I did that, and they were like, okay, 2 weeks, fine. So I wait like a week and a half, whatever, and then I Then I get...
Shots wide.
Yeah. Hey, that's nonsense. So then a week and a half later, I basically get an email, and I see on like Facebook and Twitter, oh, this DLC launch has been pushed back because clearly they hadn't finished making the DLC or whatever, and so they had to push it back by a couple of days, right? And so by the time that I eventually get a code, which is like 2.5 weeks after I originally inquired, I like had zero interest in playing this game because it's like, you know, I didn't get it before launch. I didn't, you know, it looks all right. It doesn't look super fantastic, and so it's kind of like, not really interested in playing the game. But now they've hold on. Now they've just emailed me, and they've just said, oh, we saw you haven't made a video about it, like, and we were just wondering if you still wanted to make a video about it. Like, they've followed up, they've like checked. It's like, what do I do? Tell me.
Right. Okay, so first thing I would like to note is, to people who are not in our industry, this conversation probably sounds ridiculously entitled. So I'd like to mention, you can't buy, like, especially if you are like Orbital and you actually have like a broader variety of channels on the game, and you have relatively shorter series, and you change games from time to time, more commonly than I do at least. You can't necessarily buy each and every single one, and also your contact with the developers is an important feature, not only to you but also to them.
Yeah, I would also like to coach. I would also like to coach that in terms of trying to, just in general, right? In trying to, if a game goes live on a certain day, if a game goes live on the 10th, you want to create content for the game. So you want to create content that goes live on the 10th, right? Or whenever the embargo that the publisher set, so that, you know, you, like everyone else, is releasing content at that specific time. So ideally, you want to, you know, play the game for a little bit, you know, work out the features so that you're not a complete noob, and then record some of the gameplay so that, you know, you're actually sort of kind of well versed in the features of the game as it comes out. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So
yeah, so that you can showcase it to a reasonable extent,
exactly.
And so that you don't frustrate the people that are watching your videos. For what it's worth,
exactly.
Embargo as well is just the date at which reviews and Let's Plays and streams and stuff like that can actually start to be created for again.
Exactly. So I appreciate that the conversation may come across as slightly conceited, maybe even very conceited, but either way, it wasn't. I would say it's not like I'm not after it. I'm not like scrimping on £6 because the DLC was like £5 or £6. It's not an issue with the DLC that I have. It's that I wanted to get it early so that I could get like a good chunk of gameplay in before I had to release any videos on it. So I actually know what the heck I'm doing, and I can fairly represent the game to the audience. That's the whole idea.
Yeah, no, I totally see that. I just wanted to cut that off at the pass.
No, I know exactly. You
second thing. Yeah. Did the developer contact you, or did the publisher contact you? Because there's a supreme difference between those two.
Sorry, I should have clarified. It wasn't either of those. It was some PR people. It was like a PR company.
That is where you get the worst interactions, because a lot of them effectively have like a timeline for, oh, we have to send out this many emails, we have to send out this many like first contacts and things like that.
Yeah.
And don't necessarily have the resources to support what they're doing, because marketing companies are marketing companies, and they aren't necessarily dealing in hard facts or resources.
Yeah, so here's the problem, right? What do I do? What do I say to him? Do I say, sorry, you guys got the game to me too late, and therefore I don't want to play it? Or, you know, what do I say? Please tell me.
Well, I mean,
help me.
It depends. Is it a PR company with which you would like to maintain bridges? You do not necessarily have to respond.
I mean, I want to maintain bridges with like everyone because it's like polite and, you know, just good practice in general. So I guess from that level, I guess, yeah. But, you know, is it a company that I, you know, really care about hugely? Not at all. Not really. You know, so I don't know. What do I do? So, you know, let me know in the comments what you think I should do. I mean, it's going to be like 2 weeks later, so I'm just going to hold off responding until I release this episode.
Yeah, all right. That's probably going to give you a better device than I would. I don't know. So I very rarely ask developers for a game. But that's because I kind of seldom start new series.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't really have that much of an interaction with that. A lot of the developers that I've interacted with are, number one, developer like doing their own publicity. So especially because I play primarily indies.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm usually not dealing with a PR company.
Yeah.
Can't believe that didn't hit me.
Neither can I, truthfully.
Because it did.
There we go. Nice.
Yeah, I'm not extremely familiar with that, personally. But also when you get to a PR company, the PR company send like interest requests so that you'll send them an email back and then they can do it on their schedule. Whereas developers will typically just send you a code in the first email, and it makes it much easier to redeem that and then check out the game for yourself and then decide if you want to create content.
See, this is it, right? So if anyone is getting into game development, I would always recommend, see, this is the thing, right? If I was going to make a game, I feel like in terms of like making the game, I'd be horrific, right? Because like I have no skills at all in that regard. But like if I was going to do like PR and whatnot for it, I feel like I'd do a pretty darn good job because like I know exactly what I'm looking for. And I don't understand how PR companies don't get a better fit for the type of person that they want to have on their, like, playing their games. Because like, if you watch YouTube and you keep up to date, as you probably should if you're a PR exec or a marketing guy at a company, then I feel that it's quite easy to find a channel that would be a really, really great fit and therefore, get the most value from your game, and the marketing.
I don't know. The amount of people in marketing who just like straight up don't interact with the actual industry, they are just really good at selling things, is kind of a big problem.
I know. Look, I'll tell you, dude. I've got a great deal on a security. I've got a great deal on a security certificate for your website, and I can tell you, it is one of the safest pieces of security certificates around there. It's a truly great value for money thing.
Oh! I just got 11 ball, the upgraded version of 5 ball.
Is that what constitutes excitement these days?
Yeah. I don't know. It's more balls than I've ever had before. So, this actually brings us into the mid-episode. Want to create a Squarespace? Use a website to make it. Websites, build them well, make them good.
Build them well. Buy your SSLs from the link in the description below for a free trial.
Use the link down below to get a free link to a website where you can use my affiliate code in order to buy something that I will probably make more money out of than you do.
And be entered into a competition to win a 30 cents Amazon dollar gift card.
Oh, so many people do that.
You know what winds me up, right? What winds me up is that, there's like sometimes, in the workplace, there's like oftentimes like a survey, like someone will ask around, it's like, oh, do you want to be part of this like survey? You'll be entered into a draw for like an Amazon gift card. And I'm like, if you're not even gonna like incentivize it at all, like entered into a draw, it's like so unbelievably not worth my time. Why on earth would I do that? To be entered into a draw. That is total nonsense.
So I have a theory about why they do that. I don't think they actually even, like, I think they do give out the gift. And I think even when they offer, like a gift card or something like that that's actually of redeemable value, what they're actually doing is getting your name, email, and address so they can send you the prize. And they're just paying effectively with a $30 Amazon gift card for a bunch of people's addresses, names, and email address.
Not even just the chance of a gift card, right? Like just the chance, not even like, they don't even have to give it out because like, who's going to know? These are like faceless marketing companies. How on earth does anyone know that they've stuck to their word and given out a $30 Amazon gift card? You just don't know.
It would be so soulless.
But like, it's that sort of
It's to
stuff.
skimp on a $30 Amazon gift card that you're offering as a thing. Although there are definitely people who've done it and people who've been caught out doing it.
Oh, 100%.
Although typically like independent creators.
Just, you know, it's, yeah, it's, anyway. Yeah, so that was that. What, I'm pretty sure we
That didn't work out how I'd hoped.
That was quite good, actually. Oh, it's okay. Here, look, I'll fix your problem.
Oh, thank you.
There you go.
Oh, you fool. You know not what you've done.
You're welcome. It's all right. I've got 2 builders. I'm going to fire some builders.
Really? What'd they do to you? They've got families to feed. You're just going to fire them like that?
That's true. Just like that. Builders gone. Oh, man.
Now I have the high ground, Anakin.
Yeah. But seriously, if you want a good deal on SSLs, go to the link in the description. We can get you some really sweet deals. Oh, not so good. Anyway, look, you need to like tell me what do I do? How do I respond to this PR company? Oh, bloody hell.
Whoo! I don't think that's got the wind to go for it, bud.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can just respond like straight up truthfully, which is, you know, the embargo is passed, and as a result, I've moved on to covering other games. Thank you for your time and consideration. I mean,
yeah, I don't know. I feel like also that's kind of a little bit like, oh, you know,
snarky?
you guys, yeah,
A little
kind of,
bit.
and you know, it's like you guys went to the hassle of getting me a code, you know.
Well, it depends. Did their initial email say that they were using that as like a code distribution? Or was it just a press email? Because if it's a press email and you responded, can I get a key for this? Then yeah, it's fair enough that they didn't have them immediately. But if it was a code request email, that's a completely different thing. Like press blast and code request emails are completely different things that content creators get.
Yeah. This is a very niche topic of conversation, but I kind of like...
I know.
That was very effective.
Yeah.
Wow. I feel it's
On
kind of...
myself too.
Do you not find it really interesting? Like, you know, there's this program in the UK, and, you know, it's called, like, Inside the Factory, for example. And there's, like, a whole bunch of, you know, there's, like, how it's made and, you know, programs like that, you know, where they pull back the curtain on, like, making stuff.
Yeah, I'm familiar. I find a lot of those interesting. I like watching how the bubblegum is made. I really enjoy that. How PET bottles for soda are made. What? PET really enjoyable. Bottles? PET. Like petroethyl. No, I don't know. It's effectively it's the carbon chain that is used in the plastic for soda bottles.
Interesting.
Fizzy bottles, pop bottles, whatever you call them.
Fizzy drink bottles.
Okay. Yeah, that works. We call them soft drinks.
I call them carbonated beverages myself, but that's just because I'm not.
I wouldn't even dare to put it in my body. It's either Perrier or Evian or nothing.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm actually like. You characterized me perfectly. And
I'm glad. I was worried about mischaracterizing you.
It just so happens that Perrier is going to be sponsoring the upcoming SSL Conf. So if you're interested, check for a ticket in the link in the description.
Perrier actually do sponsor a competition that I really enjoy, which was the Perrier New Comedians Award. I think it might have been renamed like the Raw Up and Coming Talent Award. No. The Australian one's the Raw. The Perrier is the Montreal version of it, and it's for up-and-coming stand-up comedians.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, it's really quite good. Although it does strike me as weird when an award is named after a company. It's like...
Yeah. Also, like, stadiums. Like, in America, you have...
Yes!
Like, the Kodak Stadium.
The Smoothie King Stadium?
Yes, just, like, get away.
What?
Yeah, I know. In the UK, you've got, like, the Emirates Arena. What other ones?
They took over a whole country as well. That's wild. They actually renamed the United Arab Nations.
Was that it? Oh, there we go.
To the United Arab Emirates.
Oh, that is the most damage I have ever done with that weapon, I think.
That's a solid amount of damage right there. I'm really sad about it.
Yeah. Joe DiMaggio. Coming through for me there. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, but seriously, you know, get your tickets to the SSL Conf. It's going to be really great. We're going to have some really great keynote speakers, and you know, come along, have a bev, have a Perrier, have some Evian.
We're gonna have security key information. We're gonna have keynote speakers, and we're gonna have key lime pie served on the side. Come along.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you ever had key lime pie? And if you have, what is it?
No, I've literally never had it. I mean, I've had lemon tart, which I've got to assume, or like lime pie or whatever, like, you know, lemon lime tart or something. I've got to assume that it's pretty much just a tart, right? That's what I've assumed for all these years, but I may be just like grossly wrong.
I wouldn't know. The only times I've ever seen key lime pie referenced are in jokes making fun of the fact that it has key in the name. In particular, in like point-and-click adventure games where you take a key lime pie and then you eat it, and there's a key in the bottom.
Oh,
because
yay.
That happens in like all of them.
Well, like key lime pie, the reference that I know is that it was, I can't remember if it actually became like a version of Android, but it was definitely like touted as a version of Android for a while. You know?
Oh yeah, because Android are named after sweet products.
Yeah, you know, you got it. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure it was potentially in the running for a Android K. I don't know what it became. Maybe it was actually key lime pie. Truthfully, I don't actually know.
Totally works.
I don't have any idea. Yeah, but either way, come along to the SSL.
Are you an Android man or an iPhone man or a BlackBerry man?
A BlackBerry man. I'm actually a Microsoft phone man, I will have you know.
An HTC, all right.
No, I'm just joking. I should be obnoxious.
I know, but
I just wanted to clarify for everyone out there. I don't.
But it's not as fun if I go, oh, you're lying. Damn it.
Oh, that was perfectly executed to be terrible. That's
it's
great.
The extra wind.
Oh, that's true, I suppose, yeah. Well, ain't nothing like a bouncy ball.
Ain't nothing like indeed. I'm assuming you're an Android.
Yeah, I'm an Android. I'm an Android man. What about you?
I'm an Android man from way back when. Me too.
Yeah.
I used to run custom ROMs, so I was on CyanogenMod for a very long time.
Oh, dude, same. Yeah.
Yeah, right. But then I got a Google Pixel, and the only reason I got CyanogenMod was because it got Android updates faster than Samsung was deploying them. And I used to have an S5. But the Pixel basically gets Android updates as quickly as they come out, because obviously Google makes the Pixel, and Google also makes the Android updates. So
interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I used to have one of the first sort of like mainstream budget Android phones. It was called, what was it called? It was the HTC Wildfire. Right?
Whew.
Yeah. That was like my first foray into the thing. It was like totally weird, like a great phone. Like, you know, people like reminisce about their old phones all the time, but like whatever. It's, you know, so it was like a, oh, come on. Yeah, so it was like this weird thing, and it had like a little like infrared like touch ball thing, so you could like navigate on it. It was a really like peculiar phone.
Infrared touch ball?
Yeah, you know, like a touch sensor. Like you could. I would seriously recommend that you Google it, because I had this like.
So it's a touch screen phone. Is what you're describing to me.
It's a touch screen phone, yeah. But at the bottom there was like a little infrared sensor that you could like flick your hand over, and it would like perform actions on the screen. That is auto aiming nonsense.
Ooh.
Hashtag bringing it back.
I can change.
Yeah.
What?
Okay. Worked out, I suppose.
All right. Yeah, you know what? Can't argue with results.
Yeah. There you go.
Good lord, this is on me, isn't it?
It is.
For the moment, my name has been Rhapsody. His name has been Orbital Potato. There's a playlist in the description down below with all of our content on the Game Pass. Link to the channel you're watching it on. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.
Bye.